I wanted to do a nice clean girl look using exclusively Korean makeup products. That's black girl or dark skin, brown girl friendly. And I also wanted to try out this new cushion foundation from Milk Touch, the all day skin fit milky glow cushion in 41 mochas. I'm going to start off with my eyebrows. I'm going to use two brow pencils. I have a Etude House, and I believe this is Perfect Eyebrow Styler. And then I have their Bare Edge, and it's a little bit tinier, just to do a little bit of detail. So I'm going to comb up my brows. The eyebrows are darker towards the tail end. Or at least that's how I like to style my eyebrows. I'm just going to fill in with feathery strokes. I'm going to take the smaller eyebrow pencil, and I'm going to fill in just at the front in just really light feathery strokes as best as I can. I do really like the soap brows, thick brow look. I am obviously going for a more clean look, so it doesn't have to be super polished, but still the eyebrows do frame the face, and I'll do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm going to go ahead and start using my Milk Touch All Day Skin Fit Milky Glow Cushion. And I'm in the color 41C Mocha. At least I am hoping I am in the color 41C. We will see. This should be very interesting, but I love the cushion foundations. I'm hearing a lot of interesting things. I'm going to use this as my cushion. I tend to not like using the cushions that are gifted with the cushion foundation. I know that sounds so weird, but that's kind of my thing. Just a nice basic cushion separately. I don't know, I like to preserve the purity of the given cushion of the foundation. Get the big mirror, and you also get your own little cushion in there. As I said, I'm going to use another one. And then it comes pre-sealed, and I'm going to tear that open. Okay, and that is how the foundation's looking like. I actually think it'll be an okay match. I guess we shall see. Okay, ooh, I got a good amount there. A really good amount. Ooh. And we're just gonna start patting and seeing how this goes. Has an interesting smell. It's super fresh smell. Definitely cool tone, so they didn't lie about that. Feels very hydrating. It's not too bad so far. The smell is very, very interesting. Don't know what that fragrance is, but it is a beautiful, beautiful smell. I have to read the packaging to find out what that smell is, but definitely a cool tone, but I'm looking at it in the mirror and I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick up on it. I'll definitely see more in playback, but it's not too bad of a match. There's some Korean foundations, when they get into like the darker skin range, it can look really ashen. While this is definitely cool, I'm liking the finish. It's very different from the Clio one that I have, totally different color, but yet at the same time I actually really do like this a lot. Okay, I'm gonna play around with it for a little bit, get my entire face covered, and see. I went ahead and just smoothed out the foundation a little bit more, put some on my eye, around the eye area, and I can't put my finger on it. I know it's not like a perfect skin match, but I love the finish of it. It feels hydrating. I am someone that has a lot of tones. I tend to lean to more neutral tone foundations in general. Uh, Definitely more so than the more red or the orangey type undertones. So I definitely love more neutral foundations, but from the shades that were offered with this particular cushion foundation, the Cool was going to be, in my opinion, the best match. I'm just trying to put my finger on it, but it looks really smooth and it's got a beautiful finish. I really love it, and it just cancels out a lot of the blemishes. Because my face looks pretty flat though, I'm going to go in with some concealer and then I'm going to do just my light clean girl look and hope that it all comes together with the created products. But so far, so good with the foundation. I'm going to go in next with some cream blush. I'm going to start with Moist Ampoule blusher, and this is from the House of Her, and it is in the color Rose Brown. This is going to be kind of like my base, and it kind of goes into clean girl aesthetic because it's just going to look like a natural flush from within. This is chalked with a ton of skincare ingredients in it. That's kind of what it looks like on the back of my hand, and I'm going to dot this all over. Just kind of putting it on my apples of my cheek and going up. I'm going to go on with my TirTir MaskFit Makeup Cool Fixer, and I'm just going to spray all over. Whew. Use my fan. Oh my god, my fan's not working. I'm gonna now go in with some powder. I'm going to use Too Cool for School. This is their by Rodden Finish Setting Powder, and just kind of lay down everything, get the concealer packed in and everything else. So I got my powder there. I'm going to maybe tap off a little bit more. And then just tap a wee bit just on the back of my hand and then just press in. Now after just laying down all that powder and I'm looking pretty matte, I'm going to go in with rom&nd, and I'm going to use their Better Than Cheek blusher in Fig Chip. And I'm going to use it both as eyeshadow and as cheek, a cheek blusher. But I'll start off with the eyeshadow. It's just matte. It's got more like a salmon type undertone pink, and I'm just going to pat a little bit on the eye there. I'm also going to use the Six Almond Vanilla eyeshadow palette. It is really small palette and it has some neutral colors, and I'm going to just use a bit of the darkest shade. So that dark brown there, like right at the bottom, or if I turn it up like this, right there, I'm going to use that one just to kind of darken the crease a little bit, just give a little depth. I'm going to go in with a little bit of mascara, and I'm going to use a little bit of eyeliner as well. Definitely a good mascara from like a K-beauty brand is Hemish, and their Smudge Stop mascara. I went ahead and I just put a little bit of highlight in the inner corner of my eyes, and I just went with the same Deceit palette, and it's the lightest shade that's like a little bit of the highlight, but for the most part it is pretty, you know, laid back. Usually with clean girl looks there's not really a lot of glitter or shimmer, but I like having that little pop of color. It's just a me thing. I'm now going to go in with the same blush for rom&nd, and I'm going to just put just like at the apples of my cheek using my blush brush here. Just going to tap in, and I'm going to maybe aim it a little bit under the eye a little bit. As I said, it's like a really pretty matte blush. It is not super heavy, but in person it looks beautiful, and it does give you like a really nice natural flush. Let me see if I can like zoom in a little bit. Again, I don't know if the camera is giving it justice, but I can tell you it is super duper pretty. For my lip product, I'm gonna go in with Peripera, and it's a beautiful gloss. It's their ink glasting lip gloss, and it's in number 9. I don't remember the other name for it, but it's number 9, and it's like a beautiful natural milky brown. I probably will go in with brown lip liner first and then layer this on top. That's it out of the packaging, and I already put on my lip pencil. So I'm gonna layer this on top. Oh my god. A bunch of it just like dropped out of my pants. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's like a beautiful brownie nude color. Hey. Okay, I'm gonna use my fan. It's super cooling. I love it. It's so refreshing of a spray. It is a little bit hot today, and I'm kind of wearing a little bit of a knit sweater, so it's a bit much. So this is my finished look. As far as the Milk Touch foundation, it feels amazing on the skin. Very easy to blend out. I like the technology of how this case is created, even though you have like the foundation right there. The way that the case closes, this cap doesn't really have contact with it, so you don't get like a bunch of product like smear at the back. And then with a lot of cushion foundations, you kind of put just a little on the side before you pack on. I kind of just go ham and go all over the place, but I like how the casing is. And the color match, I think it does look a little fair on me. So if there was like somewhat of an in-between that was a cool to neutral, I think that just like a little touch darker, or just a teensy bit warmer. That's a balancing act with me and foundations, like regardless whether it's a Korean foundation or like a foundation from the West. Undertones, I am like so many undertones at one time that I tend to stick with neutrals the most. And then I can always like warm up with bronzer and things like that. So I'm kind of on the fence about the color match itself. I can't talk to how it looks like on camera, but in person it does look a little bit more on the fair side, and I would probably prefer just a teensy bit warmer, but the formula is pretty nice. It's not ghastly, anything like that. And I also used quite a bit of setting powder from Too Cool for School, and I think that's the name for it. Why am I talking about BTS right now? We're in Festa week. But I definitely feel like the color match could have been here or there. But overall, this is the look. You let me know your thoughts. Have you used this cushion foundation? How did you find it? I still think out of my favorites right now, Clio's cushion foundation is probably my absolute favorite, but this definitely beats out TirTir for me. I kind of on the fence with TirTir as well, and I know that was definitely not the shade match for me from what I used from TirTir. But this one is actually pretty nice. I definitely would use it again and play around with it a little bit. But I enjoy the technology of cushion foundations, and it just feels really nice. I can't say enough about the hydrating properties of it. Like, it doesn't look greasy or super wet at all, especially when you set it with powder and spray, but it feels really good. Yeah, I don't look sweaty, so I'm gonna do some more filming. We'll see how it is, but this is my clean girl look. I hope you like it. Until the next video.